It's a question many of us ponder, isn't it? We often hear about people living well into their 90s, even past 100, and we think, wouldn't that be wonderful? We envision years filled with family, hobbies, and quiet contentment. Yet, the truth is, while life expectancy has increased significantly over the decades, the reality is that for many, reaching that milestone of 80 years old, let alone living vibrantly beyond it, remains a challenge. It's a difficult thing to think about. This discrepancy between our hopes for long life and the statistical reality. We do all the things we think we should do. Perhaps take our vitamins, see the doctor, maybe even go for a walk now and then. But still, for a surprising number of people, those later decades become less about living fully and more about managing decline. And sadly, many don't get to experience them at all. There are reasons for this. Reasons that might not be what you first think. They're not always the obvious culprits we hear about constantly. There are surprising factors at play, often subtle, that quietly erode our potential for long, healthy lives. In this video, we're going to gently explore 5 of these surprising reasons why many don't live past 80, and more importantly, what we can potentially do about them. Stay with me. Watch to the end, because I promise there's something that might truly surprise you and hopefully empower you. So, where do we begin when we think about living a long life? Past 80 and beyond. Our minds often jump to things like diet and exercise. And yes, those are absolutely important. We all know that. But what if some of the most significant factors aren't purely physical? What if they are, in a way, less tangible but just as powerful? That's the surprising part. Let's start with something that might seem a little abstract, but has a profound impact on our health and longevity, especially as we get older. It's something called purpose. Now, you might think, purpose. What does that have to do with living past 80? It turns out, quite a lot. As we transition through life, perhaps retiring from a career, children leaving home, or losing loved ones, the structure and roles that once defined us can shift dramatically. If we don't actively cultivate new sources of meaning and purpose, a void can form. This isn't just about feeling a bit bored. This lack of purpose, this feeling of not having a strong reason to get up in the morning, is surprisingly detrimental to our physical health. Studies have shown that people with a strong sense of purpose tend to live longer, healthier lives. They have lower rates of heart disease, Alzheimer's, and even live longer when managing chronic conditions. Why? Because purpose provides motivation. It gives you a reason to stay active, to eat well, to look after yourself. It reduces stress and offers a sense of direction and value. Think about it when you feel like you have something important to do. Whether it's caring for a grandchild, volunteering, pursuing a passion project, or even just tending a garden you love, it energizes you. It gives your days shape and significance. On the other hand, when you feel your main job is just to get through the day, it can lead to apathy, social withdrawal, and a decline in both mental and physical health. It's a surprising link, isn't it? That having a why matters so much to our physical health and lifespan. Finding purpose doesn't have to be grand or complicated. It can be small, consistent acts that bring you joy and feel meaningful. Maybe it's becoming the family historian, teaching a skill, connecting with nature through walks or bird watching, or dedicating time to a creative pursuit you've always wanted to explore. The key is that it's yours, and it provides a sense of value and engagement with the world around you. It's about actively deciding that your later years are not an ending, but another chapter with its own unique possibilities and contributions. Moving on from finding that internal spark of purpose, let's talk about another surprisingly vital factor that often gets underestimated: connection. We are social creatures. plain and simple. From the moment we're born, we thrive on connection. But as we age, our social circles can shrink. Friends may move away. Family dynamics change. And sadly, we lose people we love. Loneliness isn't just an unpleasant feeling. It's a significant health risk, comparable to smoking or obesity. Feeling isolated and disconnected puts immense stress on our bodies. It can lead to inflammation, weakened immune systems, higher blood pressure, and even impact our cognitive function. Yet, it's a silent struggle for many. We might feel like we don't want to be a burden, or that it's too much effort to maintain connections. This is where the surprising part comes in. The quality of connection often matters more than the quantity. You don't need a huge social calendar. You need meaningful relationships where you feel seen, heard, and supported. Having just one or two close friends or family members you can confide in and share experiences with can make a world of difference. The surprising reason here is that the lack of this deep connection, the presence of loneliness, is quietly but powerfully undermining health and shortening lifespans for many seniors in ways we are only just beginning to fully appreciate. It's not just about having someone to play cards with, though. That's lovely. It's about having someone who genuinely cares and listens, and whom you care about in return. Reaching out, even when it feels hard, is incredibly important. Join a local group or club that interests you, whether it's gardening, reading, walking, or a craft. Volunteer your time. This not only connects you with others, but also ties back into that sense of purpose we just discussed. Even regular phone calls or video chats with distant family and friends can help bridge the gap. Don't underestimate the power of small, consistent efforts to stay connected. It's not about being the life of the party. It's about nurturing genuine bonds. These aren't just pleasant additions to life. They are fundamental pillars of health and longevity. It's surprising how often we focus on diet pills and exercise gadgets while overlooking the profound physical benefits of simply feeling connected and having a reason to get up in the morning. But there's more to this picture. Other surprising elements that play a crucial role in whether we just reach 80 or truly live vibrantly past it. Building on the importance of purpose and connection, let's delve into a third surprising factor that impacts longevity: how we handle stress. Now, everyone experiences stress. That's part of life. But chronic, low-grade stress or unresolved emotional burdens, especially as we age, can be incredibly damaging. We might think, well, I've had a stressful life. What's new? But the way our bodies respond to stress changes over time. Persistent worry, anxiety about the future, dwelling on past regrets, or holding on to resentment might feel like just how we are. But they have a constant, subtle corrosive effect internally. This isn't the acute stress of avoiding an accident. It's the background hum of worry that never quite turns off. This kind of stress floods our system with hormones like cortisol, which, when elevated over long periods, can weaken our immune system, contribute to inflammation, increase our risk of heart problems, and even affect our brain health. The surprising reason here is that many people reach their later years carrying a lifetime of unprocessed emotional weight, and it's quietly dragging down their physical health potential. It's not just about facing major crises. It's about the everyday ability to manage worries, let go of things we can't control, and find moments of peace. Learning techniques to manage stress isn't a luxury, it's a vital health habit. This could be as simple as incorporating a few minutes of deep breathing into your day, spending time in nature, listening to calming music, or practicing mindfulness, just paying attention to the present moment without judgment. For some, it might involve talking to a therapist or counselor to work through past issues. The surprising power lies in recognizing that our emotional state isn't separate from our physical health. They are deeply intertwined. Making peace with the past and finding ways to navigate present worries with more calm and resilience can literally add healthy years to your life. It's about actively choosing not to let the burdens of yesterday or the anxieties of tomorrow steal the vitality of today. Next, let's consider something vital for living well past 80 that many people start to neglect without even realizing it actively engaging their minds. We often focus on keeping the body active, which is crucial, but keeping the brain stimulated is equally important for longevity and quality of life. The surprising reason many don't reach their full lifespan potential, particularly with good cognitive function, is a gradual disengagement from learning and mental challenges. Once out of the structured environment of work or raising a family, the automatic daily demands on our brains can decrease if we don't actively seek out new learning opportunities, new experiences, or challenging puzzles. Our cognitive abilities can start to decline faster than necessary. Think of your brain like a muscle. It needs to be used to stay strong. The surprising part is how effective consistent, moderate mental stimulation can be. It doesn't mean you need to go back to university, though you certainly could. It could be learning a new language, taking up a musical instrument, tackling challenging crossword puzzles or Sudoku, playing strategy games, reading books that make you think, or even learning a new craft that requires focus and problem solving. The key is novelty and challenge. Doing the same puzzle every day isn't as beneficial as trying different types or increasing the difficulty. Learning something entirely new creates new neural pathways and keeps your brain adaptable and resilient. This active mental engagement is surprisingly protective against cognitive decline and conditions like dementia, which can severely impact lifespan and quality of life in later years. It's about cultivating a curious mind and a willingness to learn. No matter your age, don't let the phrase, "you can't teach an old dog new tricks," become your reality. It's simply not true when it comes to the human brain's capacity for growth and learning throughout life. Finally, let's touch upon a surprising nutritional factor that isn't about cutting things out, but often about not getting enough of something crucial. While we often hear about the dangers of too much sugar, salt, or unhealthy fats, a subtle but significant issue for many seniors is undernourishment. Not necessarily in terms of calories, but in terms of vital micronutrients and protein. As we age, our appetites can decrease, our digestion can change, and we might find it harder to absorb certain nutrients. Additionally, dental issues, difficulty cooking, or even financial constraints can make it challenging to eat a varied, nutrient-dense diet. The surprising reason here is that a slow, steady depletion of essential vitamins, minerals, and particularly protein, can significantly weaken the body over time, making it more susceptible to illness, slowing recovery, leading to muscle loss which impacts mobility and balance, and generally accelerating the aging process in a way that shortens lifespan. It's not just about avoiding junk food. It's about actively ensuring your body gets the building blocks it needs to repair and maintain itself. This means prioritizing protein with every meal. Think lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy, beans, and lentils. It means ensuring you're getting enough calcium and vitamin D for bone health, vitamin B12 for nerve function and energy, and a range of antioxidants from colorful fruits and vegetables to protect your cells. It's surprising how many age-related issues, from fatigue and weakness to a compromised immune system, can be traced back, at least in part, to long-term nutritional deficiencies. It's not about complicated diets. It's about making conscious choices to include nutrient-rich foods regularly. Sometimes, supplements might be necessary, but it's always best to discuss this with a doctor or a registered dietitian. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about giving your body the essential fuel it needs to function optimally and fight off the challenges of aging. So, we've gently explored these surprising layers: the profound need for purpose, the vital shield of meaningful connection against isolation, the quiet damage of unmanaged stress, the power of keeping the mind actively engaged, and the fundamental necessity of ensuring our bodies get the right building blocks through proper nutrition. It's clear that living a long, vibrant life past 80 isn't just about avoiding major illness, but also about nurturing these often overlooked aspects of well-being. These aren't insurmountable challenges. They are areas where small, Consistent efforts can yield remarkable results. Remember, it's never too late to cultivate a new purpose, to reach out to an old friend or make a new one, to learn a simple stress management technique, to pick up a book on a topic you've always wondered about, or to make small, positive changes to what you eat. These steps aren't just about adding years to your life. They are fundamentally about adding life to your years. They are about ensuring that the journey past 80 isn't just a matter of survival, but a time of continued growth, joy, and meaningful experience. You have within you the power to influence these factors. It begins with awareness, which you now have, and continues with small, deliberate actions. Don't feel overwhelmed. Just pick one area that resonates with you and start there. Every little step forward is progress. Your health, your happiness, and your potential for a long, fulfilling life are worth investing in. I truly hope this has given you something valuable to think about. Perhaps even something that genuinely surprised you about the surprising reasons we discussed. What resonated most with you from this discussion? Have you experienced any of these factors in your own life or the lives of those you know? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could help others. If you found this video helpful or thought-provoking, please give it a like. That tells me I'm creating content that matters to you. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. We share practical, encouraging information aimed at helping you live your best life at every age. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, age is just a number, but how you choose to live each day shapes your reality. Embrace the possibilities, nurture your well-being, and live your best life at every age.